Well, it's Saturday the 16th of April. This is episode 2215 of 301 Permanently Moved.online, a personal podcast 301 seconds in length, written, recorded and edited by me, at the JMO. I'm currently at home in Kent, staying with my parents for Easter. Back on the chalk. Super nice to be here. The weather is lovely and the sun is shining. I love a late Easter. I can't say that I'm the biggest fan of packing to come home though. Here's some of the things that I put in my bag on Wednesday morning. My clothes, a microphone, a laptop, my Kindle, a pair of noise cancelling headphones, my smartphone, my e-cigarette plus mains battery charger, and my Nintendo Switch. But packing my Sony ZV-1 camera seemed a little excessive. Then again, the camera is a tool that I use to make and create this show. Yet I decided to leave it at home. Now I'm here, actually making the episode, and I wish I brought it with me. So, if you're one of the handful of people who watches 301 on YouTube, I apologise there's no video version this week. I decided that my decision not to bring the camera is a useful insight into my internal priorities though, something that I'm going to have to make time to sit with. Coming home on the train, I felt like a bit of a travelling Gadgetman, a condition that has crept up on me in the last decade. 1 minute I was in my early 20s, living life in the pre-smartphone era. No desktop computer or laptop, just one man and his Nintendo DS and a cassette-playing Walkman. Now I'm in my mid-30s and I'm packing up thousands of pounds worth of technology for a 5-night trip. It is, I suppose, a reflection on where my life has led. I'm both very lucky and grateful to be a travelling gadget man at all. Returning to the insight about not packing my camera though, all the other gadgets and bits of tech I brought home were packed by me. One by one, I made choices about what was and wasn't going to come home with me. It makes me think about Sate Kondo, see episode 2009, and what she says about travel and packing in one of her books. Things like travel adapters aren't items that spark joy in and of themselves, but they facilitate it. Sometimes, she says, a tool is just a tool. Again, the camera is a tool too, and I wonder why I decided not to pack it. Anyways, a listener emailed in during the week to point out that whilst this is the 5th season of Permanently Moved, last month was the show's 4th birthday. He asked why I chose not to mark it. I looked through the archives, and the birthday episode, had I chosen or remembered, would have been episode 2209, Things Unfinished. A nice sync or symmetry there in the rhythm of life, I think. The first episode was about wanting to start something. Then, 4 years later, almost to the day, I'm making an episode about wanting to make and do more. I went back and listened to the first episode, for maybe the 3rd or 4th time since I made it, which is quite a lot of listens, as I almost never return and listen to an episode again once I've hit the upload button. In fact, I now have to Google my own show to check that I haven't made an episode about a topic already. Episode 1 is so strange to listen to now. It's so full of space, full of dead air. I made the initial episodes without a script, so my delivery was far less confident. But all the pauses don't sound to my ear like they're full of uncertainty, but instead, possibility. You can hear what 301 is today in that first episode though. I don't think anyone at all would be surprised to learn that the show became a tightly written and edited essay show from that initial episode. An oral periodical, as Hugh Lemmy once called it. The biggest surprise is that I kept going at all. There are nearly 1.4 million podcasts out there online that didn't make it past the 7th episode, but I did. I guess the real reason I didn't mark 301's birthday is that I forgot. Making an episode of the show every week is my focus. As I've learned to care less and less about download numbers and stats, the body of work the show leaves behind is something that I take more and more satisfaction from. As I said, it's not that I've been doing this now for 4 years, it's that I have another one to make next week that interests me. Plus, I've got into the habit of making a check-in show every 50 episodes. The next retrospective is still some months away, when we'll be celebrating 200 episodes. I'll probably say something like, 301 is a show that looked at all the how to start a successful podcast articles online, and then ignored every single bullet point and piece of advice. So until then, I'll continue to do my own thing and reflect on all of that in about 18 episodes time. I will, however, say today that between now and then, expect news about a subscriber perk for folks supporting the show at £5 a month or £100 a year levels. As a hint, if you feel like you'd like to receive something from me in the post via IRL snail mail 4 times a year as a sort of thank you, then head over to www.thejmo.net/support and sign up today.